everybody. Welcome to another episode of the ADD Show. I am Mark Gordon. All right, today's topic, yes, the war in Ukraine. Well, something good happened. I know there's not anything good about this war at all. It's a terrible, horrible war with so many civilians dying. However, a Russian ship sunk in the Black Sea. This was the flagship boat that was firing all sorts of missiles from the sea all the way to the Ukrainian land, and it went down. So this was a very expensive ship that Putin praised. Now it is on the bottom of the Black Sea. So that is something to rejoice. Now, what else is happening in Ukraine? Absolutely horrific. Especially what's happening in places like Bucha and other parts of Ukraine. Bodies littered throughout the streets, people's hands tied up, women raped, kids being sent to Siberia. It's an absolute tragedy. So the good thing is this news story didn't go away, because it will now affect the rest of the world, the rest of Europe. We're talking about the Ukraine and Russia is a huge wheat producer. So we're going to be feeling the effects throughout in foods. So I'll get back to Ukraine, but there's another part right now because everyone's concerned about inflation. And this is what's going on in Texas. There are trucks that were coming from Mexico into the US are now being stopped and halted. What this means is that the goods, all the products from Mexico, are now not able to get into America. So now you have perishable foods, right? Avocados or some of the other products that are made in Mexico now can't get in. Why? Well, there's speculation because inflation is good for Republicans. They want to get back in office. And this is terrible. Look, there's a tragedy in Ukraine. There's all sorts of high fuel costs. Somebody's making money. We don't need more problems with supply lines. And this is what's going on. They don't even hide it anymore. Other stuff in the news is all these abortion bills. So now a lot of states are saying 15 weeks. That's nothing. 15 weeks is nothing. Some people don't even know that they're pregnant for weeks on end, and now they can't even get access to abortions in those places. What else is in the news? Don't say gay bill. But Ron DeSantis, who is just a piece of shit, this guy, if you remember, he yelled at high school kids for wearing masks. This guy's an absolute train wreck. People died in Florida because of his stupid COVID policies. They're talking about him as a possible presidential nominee. Hopefully not. The sad part is these people are like all educated from Ivy League schools. Let's go to another topic. Look how embarrassing the US senators were with the Ketanji Brown hearings. I mean, look at Ted Cruz. You know, you've seen it before where he's asking her, do you think babies are racist? What a stupid low man. And Tom Cotton and Josh Hawley. I mean, these people are all Ivy League, undergrad, and then law school. If I'm the Ivy Leagues, I'm like, yo, give me back that diploma, because you guys are complete morons. They're not morons, but they act like morons, so I can say that. It's absolutely embarrassing. Look at Mark Meadows, right? That was Trump's right-hand man, chief of staff, was doing voter fraud. All the whole time Trump was complaining about voter fraud, his own guy was voting in 2 states. You had North Carolina and Virginia. You can't do it. Can't do it. Now he's banned, barred from it. So these are the big topics in the news. Now, back to Ukraine. So we shouldn't get caught up with the inflation and all the other things while people are dying. Now, some of the stuff that I laid out and some of these other issues are very important, but to me, that's the big focus, because we're looking at dictator, autocrats versus democracy. And that's the heart of it. That's why we cannot lose this war in Ukraine. And I feel like we should be doing more. We should do the no-fly zones. Russia showed that their military is incompetent. I mean, just look at their army. They now have to get conscripts, people who barely were trained are just pushed out. And those people are attacking, they're brutal, they're really going after people. The Russians know they're losing. Who knows how they're gonna retaliate? And that's the big concern of an escalation. But if you can then weaken Russia military, means that they can't fund other wars. You cut off their money. We should be cutting off all the oil and gas. They shouldn't be able to export any of those to Europe. We should be looking at alternative solutions. But there's a lot of things that we can do. And, yes, things are more expensive, but there's so many bigger issues. Yes, it sucks for everybody. It goes through, especially people with families. I totally feel your pain. But imagine if you are one of the millions of people displaced from your home. It's very important. Also, if you cut off Russia and you weaken them, it's going to be really hard for them to interfere with our elections, right? Because we already had a attempted coup, and on the right, they don't even hide it anymore, that they want an authoritarian system. Voter fraud, they just want to get power. Once they get power, not saying we'll be like Russia, but there's going to be a lot of changes. So it's very, very important that we push back on the autocratic tendencies. We don't allow these Republican governors to go and make things difficult, like Jim Abbott with their abortion, the anti-gay bills, not able to import. All of those things are huge factors.